Allez, très bien aujourd'hui. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de l'hypothèse. L'hypothèse en français. Hypothesis is it's really complex, to be honest with you. I was not going to say, oh, it's just super difficult, but it's complex. And if you have to think this much about something, then how practical is it when you have to communicate? So I'm going to try and break it down really simply, but just know that it is complex and don't be frustrated with it, okay? So in hypothetical situations, there are three ways of making them, okay? All of them have the word than in English, which has no French equivalent, and all of them use si, which can be in a reversed order. So trust me, that's not a big deal. You're going to see exactly what I mean. Okay, so something that's probable or has high potential, something that can happen now, can happen tomorrow, this is what you're going to be using most of the time, okay? So it's likely to happen if something else takes place. So the si clause, they call them si clauses because the si means if. So if this happens, then this happens, okay? That's the si clause. If this, and then we would say then that, okay? But they don't say that in French. But if this, so the if this is your si clause, okay? And the result clause is either in the present, future, or the imperative. All right, so if you think present, si clause present, then the rest of the sentence is going to be in the present, the future, or the imperative. Okay, I think a lot of this is kind of intuitive in this area, so it's just a question of maybe thinking about it briefly before you were to say it. Like I said, it's complex, so it is at a higher level, and that's okay because that's where you are. So here we go. The present, and also I put here the present perfect because the present perfect does not exist in French, but it does in English. So if you happen to be stuck on grammar, then it's going to be present perfect. If you're like the majority of us, you don't care, it's just present tense. Okay, so the present with the present. S'il neige, je fais du ski. If it snows, I ski. So you notice s'il neige, that's the si clause. If it snows, I ski. Okay, if it snows, I ski. And you can switch it around. Je fais du ski s'il neige. I ski if it snows. It's the same thing either way. Both of them are present tense because whenever it snows, then you ski. Makes sense. Elle regarde la télé si elle n'a pas de devoir. She watches TV if she doesn't have homework to do. This is what she does, whether it's every day or every week. It's something that she does regularly, okay? You can switch it around. Si elle n'a pas de devoir, elle regarde la télé. If she doesn't have homework, she watches TV. Nous pêchons si nous sommes au lac. We fish if we're at the lake. Okay, this is what we do. When we go to the lake, we do this. Okay, you can switch it around. Si nous sommes au lac, nous pêchons. If we're at the lake, we fish. All right, final example. S'ils vont au cinéma, there's your si clause. S'ils vont au cinéma, ils regardent les films. If they go to the cinema, they watch films. You can switch it around. Ils regardent les films s'ils vont au cinéma. They watch films if they go to the cinema. See, that's really simple, right? If, then, and it's present tense. Everything's present. If this happens, then this happens. If I drive too fast, the police stop me. You know, if I speak French, French people speak to me. That type of thing. Okay? So that's the present with the present. Now here's the present with the future. It's also kind of intuitive. Si tu finis tes devoirs, there's your si clause. Si tu finis tes devoirs, nous irons chez grand-mère. If you finish your homework, we will go to see grandmother's, or we'll go to grandmother's house. All right, you can switch it around. Nous irons chez grand-mère si tu finis tes devoirs. If we will go to grandmother's if you finish your homework. You'll notice iront is in the future tense. Elle viendra si je l'invite. She will come if I invite her. And we can switch it around. Si je l'invite, elle viendra. Okay? Vous irez au cinéma s'il insiste. You will go to the cinema if he insists. It's kind of a strange example I gave. Or we can switch it around. S'il insiste, vous irez au cinéma. Okay? So, just use the future tense. No worries there. So you've got the si clause is in the present and the result clause in the future. Okay, here's the present and the imperative. Si vous avez de l'argent, rendez-moi visite. If you have money, come visit. So you're giving a command here. If you have money, come and visit. Viens si tu peux. Come if you can. Faisons un gâteau s'il y a du temps. Let's make a cake if there's time. You can switch it around. Si tu peux, viens. If you can, come. S'il y a du temps, faisons un gâteau. If there's time, let's make a cake. Okay, so I think all of these are very intuitive. You've got present and present tense, present and future tense, and then present and imperative. I think these are pretty simple to make. Okay, now we've got the passé composé. Now the good thing is the passé composé works with the present, the future, and the imperative as well. So you have the same process. It's just instead of having the present tense with the si clause and then the result clause being present, future, and imperative, you've got the passé composé in the si clause with the result clause being present, future, and imperative. Okay? So, first example. Si elle a complété, there's our si clause. Si elle a complété ses devoirs, that's our si clause. Okay? And in that clause, you can see it's in the passé composé. All right, so elle peut venir. Si elle a complété ses devoirs, elle peut venir. If she's completed her homework, sure, she can come. Imagine, you have kids. Some kid knocks at the door. Can, little Jimmy come out and play with us, or Jane in this case, and you say, yeah, sure. If she finished her homework, she can come. Okay, very intuitive. All right, here's the future tense. Si elle a complété ses devoirs, same si clause, same passé composé, exact same clause. Elle viendra. If she finishes her homework, or if she has finished her homework, she will come. Okay, so maybe grandparents call. Oh, we really want little Jane to come over. Well, if she's completed her homework, she will come. Don't worry, she'll come. And of course, you can switch these up, right? You could say, elle viendra si elle a complété ses devoirs. Or, elle peut venir si elle a complété ses devoirs. Okay, last example. Si tu as complété tes devoirs, we switched to tu, this is our si clause. Si tu as complété tes devoirs, viens. If you've finished your homework, come. I mean, goodness, why not? There's no reason to get stuck at the house. So if you finish, come on. All right, so pretty intuitive so far? So let's practice. I'm going to give this block to you here. I want you to put me on pause, and I want you to try and figure this out yourself. Si tu vas au cinéma, if you go, then what? So think about it, because it's not, when at first glance, you're kind of like, well, wait a minute, could I do this or could I do this? Think about it in a regular, practical context. If someone were to say, if you go to the movies, so you don't really have something here that says, whenever you go to the movies, if you go to the movies, I come with you. Okay? You could say that, or you could also say, I will come with you. So think about what makes more sense. And now put me on pause and then come back when you're ready. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. Si tu vas au cinéma, je viendrai avec toi. If you go to the movies, I will come with you. Il retournera à 18h si le train est à l'heure. They will come if the train is on time. Si tu as parlé avec le monsieur avant que j'arrive, venez à la piscine. Si les enfants se sont réveillés de bonne heure, ils peuvent jouer avec vous. If they are awake, if they, I guess, had awakened, then they could. Nous mangeons à table si tout le monde est à la maison. We always eat together at the table if everyone is at the house. Si elle a complété le travail, elle assistera. Sorry, I'm having a hard time saying this. Elle assistera à la conférence demain. Finissez tôt si vous pouvez. Si vous pouvez, venez avec moi. Si elle a le temps la nuit, elle regarde la télé. This is something that she does on a regular basis. Okay. I hope this helped, and if it didn't, of course, questions. I'm always glad to hear those questions. Ask me why something is the way it is. If there are more than one possibility, that's always an issue with language, right? There's always another possibility. Okay, so the other types of si clauses are perhaps not as common and are quite advanced, but they do exist. I use them, and I know the French use them, obviously, and so we're going to look at them. So if this is unlikely or unreal, then we're going to use, in the si clause, we're going to use the imperfect, and in the result clause, the conditional. Okay, so si elle avait assez du travail, elle ne vivrait pas avec ses parents. If she had enough work, she wouldn't live with her parents. Okay, but it's unlikely that she's going to get more work because of whatever reason. Okay, she has no experience, or she's only 12, or whatever. Si je viendrais, je viendrais si je savais conduire. I would come if I knew how to drive. So it's unlikely that I'm going to come because I don't know how to drive. All right, if I knew how to drive, then I would come, but I don't know how to drive, so I don't think I'm going to be coming. Okay, so it's kind of unlikely or kind of unreal. I would do this if I could. So think of it this way. I would if I could is going to be conditional and imperfect. Okay, I would if I could. If I could, I would. However you best want to say that, okay? If I could, I would. So the could would be in the imperfect and the would be conditional. And would is always conditional in English. So I think that if you play around with that, it might help you a little bit. All right, so that's your unlikely and unreal situation. And then you have an impossible situation, which is a condition that can't take place because this all happened in the past. So it's not ever going to take place, but we still have those kind of situations that happen. So it's si and the pluperfect tense, or the plus que parfait, and then the conditional perfect. So it's like, it's a really advanced structure. So s'ils avaient su, ils ne l'auraient pas fait. If they would have known, or if they had known, they wouldn't have done it. All right? If they had known, they wouldn't have done it. Si nous serions venus, I keep saying si for some reason. Nous serions venus si vous nous aviez invités. We would have come if you had invited us. Now, in this case, obviously, because this was like 6 months ago, this is never going to happen. It's an impossible situation, but we would have done this if you had invited us. A very complex and very advanced structure, and it requires you to have a good handle on both le plus que parfait and le conditionnel parfait. Okay, look forward to getting your questions. Au revoir.